All right, here we are. Okay, welcome to your last Friday as seventh graders. Surprise, you don't have school next Friday, and some of you just found that out today. So instead of going right to the mini lesson, I thought I would jump into plans. But typically, I don't share these. These are more for just like team members and support staff as they help students. But here we are. Hopefully, you guys can see this. It says that I'm presenting. So we are here. Day 54, 54 student days of distance learning. My mind is blown. Okay. On Monday, final turn in of argumentative essays. I'm working on giving feedback. Some of you, the Martians. I started with the Martians, so they have some notes. And if I've made like if you get a comment from me between now and like over the weekend and it says, please redo this before finally turning in, that's what this is all about. MML video is Merrill Memorial Library. Typically, we do a field trip the last week of school, talk about their summer reading and their program. It's going to be virtual, so we'll do a virtual field trip. I'm getting kind of sick of these virtual field trips, but you guys are really good sports, so thanks for playing along and being good sports. Tuesday, we're going to finalize assessments, push out step update info to you guys so you know where to show up / log on, and we'll do some fun kind of bingo boards to wrap up the year and like little challenges like selfies and all kinds of ridiculousness. Wednesday, step up day. So I won't see you at all. Hangouts to be determined on that day. I'm not sure if we'll have like our normal schedule of hangouts or not. We'll let you know on Tuesday how that's going to work. You're going to virtually hang out with your 8th grade teachers, get to know them, probably attend a Q&A session. More on that later. Thursday is your last day of school. I know that if you're a Coyote, we plan on doing a whole sub-team hangout and sharing a video to kind of celebrate the year. More on that later. You guys are off on Friday, so have a fantastic day. We will be digesting distance learning together as teachers, as support staff, as just a unit, and figuring out what we can do better, which is pretty much everything across the board. I would say that this experience has been mind-blowing. There's not one thing I feel like I did well. So a day of reflection. I cannot wait. All right, I'm sorry. I promise to be succinct, and I'm not doing a good job of that. So here is my mini lesson for today. Woo, summer reading. So a couple reminders before we get there. You saw this yesterday, but I updated it today. So argumentative essay drafts, best final form that you can possibly manage are due ASAP / past due. Just get it into me, please. Book letters and 10% time reflection letters are due today. But listen, here's the thing. I'm really working on argumentative essays right now, book letters and 10% time reflection letters. Probably not going to get to it until Sunday. So if you're like, oh, I'm so stressed. Oh, I have so much to do. Take your time. Make sure it's there Sunday night, please. I see that there's a chat message. I'm just going to check that real quick. And oh my God, I'm double presenting. Do you guys see that? Oh, what did I do? Okay, I'm stopping the presentation for a second. Chat. Maddie says, oh, Maddie, you're gonna make me cry. I'm like really weepy these days. Oh, thank you. Okay. Back to the mini lesson. That caught me off guard. Okay. So, here are all of your assignments in language arts, guys. And this time I put little point totals next to them so you can figure out what the heck counts towards your final grade and why and what the weight is, okay? So just for a second here, look at this. Oh, I can't highlight it, darn it. The argumentative essay is 100 points. The other big assignments for the term was the Flipgrid book talk and the book ladder, which is coming in today. Everything else is like under 50 points, so 25, 10, 10, and 12. Those are the things that count towards your grade, okay? I have not put in zeros. I have not put in Fs yet, but I will do that next week, unfortunately. I'm sorry. So please just get it into me, okay? Your final day to submit any late or missing work is Tuesday of next week. And if you've kept up with everything, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sound like a broken record. Please know that this message isn't for you. Okay, here we go. This went out to parents. And there's a link to it here. And this was also linked on yesterday's little mini lesson slideshow, so you have access to it. There are plenty of resources for you to make use of over the summer, including Merrill Memorial Library. More on that next week. Please continue to visit HMS Overdrive for books. I'm an in-person kind of reader. I struggle with technology. Also, my eyes. I feel tired and like screen fatigue is real. So I understand that you might not want to read something on overdrive. Maybe swap books with people in your grade. I'd be happy to help you get access to books. I have a ton that I brought home with me. So, wow, just like verbal diarrhea. I'm going to stop. Okay, this brings me to one of the most important but overlooked aspects of the book ladder. So, doing the graphic organizer for it is not enough. Okay, that was meant to get your writing done, which is like the meat of the book ladder, but finalizing this project is the next step. So, it's not just turning in your graphic organizer, it's making a slide and working on kind of the final presentation of it. So, one piece of this is a reflective paragraph looking back at all the books that you've read this trimester, which is probably just 5 because I only asked you to really analyze like 5 of your favorites. And so you're looking back and you're like, oh, wow, I read a lot of realistic fiction, or I challenged myself. I'm proud of that. It's just some overall thoughts. And then to keep thinking about summer reading and next year, I do want you to like curate a little list. So just maybe a couple book titles, aim for like 1 or 2 at least, that you'd be interested in, like, trying to find, get your hands on this summer. You will see that there's a very clear theme on my summer reading list here. And this is a result of recent current events and just this intense curiosity I have to learn more about this topic, acknowledge my own ignorance and the biases that are deeply rooted in me, and to create change first by listening and learning to these underrepresented voices. Please know that this is not a required list. I am not telling you to read any of these books. I am just modeling my process for you. I think once you have motivation behind what you read, it makes it so much more appealing as a reader. It's like almost like you want to read that. And so I am passionate, amped, excited to read these titles. I mentioned before I'm at my parents' summer house, probably for the summer. I look for an apartment and just to kind of get out of the noise of the city. I'll probably spend my beach days reading, and I couldn't be more excited. So these are offerings. There are no links, but hopefully you can see the titles and the authors, and you're welcome to research these books on your own if you're interested, okay? It's not mandatory. It's not a requirement. This is an offering, okay? I just wanted to be very clear about that. Stella by Starlight is actually one of my favorite books, and I used to do it as a read aloud. I didn't do it this year. We ended up reading The Alchemist instead, which was good for. It was good, but we'll talk about that another time. Ghost, I've read that, so that's a reread. Ghost Boys, I actually haven't read. So some of these are rereads for me. Some of them are new that have emerged kind of based on my own learning recently. I'm going to stop talking because clearly I am so good at filling time. So time to pause this recording, and then I'll stop for questions before I send you on your way. Okay.